Here.
Jim Park,
Here.
Ralph Wynn,
Present.
James Whitener,
Here.
David Thompson.
Here.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the November 14th, 2017 minutes, December 12th, 2017 agenda?
So moved. I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, Tomlin, you give the treasury report.
Beginning balance as of November the 1st, 2017 for County General was $1,687,415.89. Revenues for the month were $665,762.22. Disbursements for the month were $548,502.31. Resulting in a balance on November 30th, 2017 for County General of $1,804,675.80. Beginning balance as of November 1st, 2017 for County Roads was $1,401,044.08. Revenues for the month were $259,653.82. Disbursements for the month were $200,458.61, resulting in a balance on November 30th, 2017, $1,460,239.29. 1/4 cent sales tax revenue for November was $124,159.55. 1% county sales tax revenue for November was $282,683.95. General revenue turnback for November was $14,759.75. Highway revenue turnback for November was $91,536.30. The 1/2% state highway tax for November was $46,069.71.
Okay. Any quorum court committee reports?
We'll have some budget and finance stuff later.
Law enforcement committee met, and after discussion with Mr. Kincaid, we were going to propose to bring the appropriation forward and vote on the sheriff's office expansion. However, that wasn't put on the agenda tonight, and it's better off to bring it up to the next court meeting than amend the agenda.
All I recommend is the appropriations committee draft the budget to pay for it, and then y'all bring it up to the next court meeting and vote on that. At that point, you can award the bid and that can sign contract.
Okay.
Once
That's
they
all I
have
have
been
on.
approved, it's just a matter of getting the money in place to pay for it.
Road committee met and about the stoplight. The meeting and talked about the building, sheriff building. Other than that, the minutes covered.
Anything else?
One item on our minutes, it says minutes of the road committee. It says Justice Woods talked about hiring a project supervisor. I don't remember bringing that subject up. I think that maybe was Justice Wool or talking about.
Okay. So noted. Any more? Okay, any old business?
Yeah, just a couple of things is, you formed a committee to look at the salary issue, and we have not met yet, so I'd like to call a meeting of that so we can elect a chairperson and go on with that. Next Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
Would you list those that are
Okay, these are all justices, by the way. Woods, Thompson, me, Snavely, and Whitener.
All right, is that it?
And then Justice Redding was supposed to look into getting us some technology.
And I've been doing that, and I've got prices from Verizon, and I've got prices from Amazon. I'm still checking a couple others, so I'm not ready to present that today.
Okay, so they should be ready by next
When
committee.
did you say that?
Correct.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, next Tuesday?
Well, that's the day after Christmas, isn't it?
Not next Tuesday.
Not next Tuesday night?
No,
That'd be the
the
19th.
next Tuesday.
The next Tuesday.
What
Okay.
time? 6?
6.
Okay, is that it? We'll move on to new business then. New business, we have an appropriation ordinance for the fourth quarter COBRA payment. This has already been deposited into the county general fund, submitted by Justice Snavely.
I make a motion to read the appropriation down to and including section 1. It's appropriation for moving $51.64.
Have a second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign.
It being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017, authorizing the county judge to administer such budget for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, Section 1, the following appropriations shall be made from the County General Fund number 1,000 to 1,0400-1009, the Sheriff's Office Personnel Services Health Insurance Matching, the amount of $51.64. This sum, $51.64, is the fourth quarter of 2017 payments that were submitted to COBRA from previous employees. It has already been deposited in the county general fund number 1,000, correct? I move to amend, or motion to adopt.
Second. Any discussion? Crystal?
Brian Stagley,
Yes.
Fred Rule,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Park,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Wagner,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts.
Yes.
Okay. Appropriation passes. Second, we have an appropriation ordinance to move funds from OS&C for supplies in the health department budget to repair a water leak. This is a transfer with no new money requested, submitted by Justice Roberts.
I move to have this ordinance read by title only. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign. Okay.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017 and authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Boone County, the following appropriation shall be made from the county general fund number 1,000. Oh, I beg your pardon. Appropriation shall be made from the County Health Department Fund Number 1,000-0300 from 1,000-0300 3021 Health Department OS&C postage $450 from 1,000-0300 3021 Health Department OS&C postage $450. I beg your pardon, this is the written one. 2022 Health Department supplies, plumbing, and electrical, $450. This sum is to be used to fix a water leak in the Health Department. This is a transfer of funds with no new money appropriated. I move to adopt.
Any discussion?
Was this a plumbing leak or a roof leak? I thought it had to be, if it was recent, it had to be a plumbing leak.
Yeah, water's coming out of the ground instead of out of the sky. Okay, any more discussion?
I'll second it.
Okay, Crystal?
Fred Rule,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Park,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Wagner,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts.
Yes.
Brian Stagley.
Yes.
Okay. Third, we have an appropriation ordinance to establish an annual operating budget for the calendar year 2018, submitted by Justice Harp.
Yes, I would move that we read this through section 1.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to establish the annual operating budget for calendar year 2018 and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Boone County, Arkansas. Section 1, annual budget adopted by reference. The annual budget for calendar year 2018, identified as 2018 annual budget, Boone County, Arkansas, dated January 1, 2018, is hereby adopted by reference and made a part hereof as though set out herein word for word. A copy of said budget shall be filed in the office of the county clerk and shall be available for inspection and copying by any person during normal office hours. I move for adoption.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
I got a motion to amend.
Okay.
We had Clerk Rhonda Watkins request a third deputy clerk be moved to second deputy clerk position. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that will be in next year's. And she explains her reasons why, that she's taking on more responsibility. That's moving her up from $27,825.22, and she'd be moving up to $29,207.32. That'd be a difference of approximately $1,382.10. And also for the year 2017, which Rhonda's addressed this prior, she had to move some people around and lost a valuable employee with a lot of experience and needed to train another one. And she's also got a request to move from the recorder's cost fund an amount of $1,586 to take care of those expenses.
Both of them, the training and the increase in staff.
Well, the 2017, I feel we should handle, immediately. But now for the 2018, that would be the amendment to the budget.
And so which one of those was the amendment? The change in the salary for next year?
Assume that both of them will be, because neither one of them are on the agenda.
Does 2017 need to be handled separately from 2018?
Well, certainly on that. We would have to appropriate funds. If we were going to do something other in this calendar, this is solely next year's budget. So it should reflect whatever happens next year or proposed to happen next year.
The second page deals with 2017. There's 2 pages of this that is now handed out.
Well,
No, the 2 pages for 2018.
that way.
I guess it's on the way.
Both pages are
It's sold
2018.
at the lawyer.
That's 2018. Yes, that's moving one of my deputies up.
Yes, and it's the same way.
Mr. Chairman, point of order, I mean, this wasn't brought up at all. This is
That's
something
correct.
that's
I agree with you.
I mean,
I think it's something that needs to be carried on to the personnel committee.
Well, you have to be here over in the next year to take care of this because it hasn't been brought up tonight on tonight's agenda.
Is that it?
I agree with you, Robert. This is Kate Boyle.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly can't do 18 and 17 at the same time. I mean, we need to handle one thing at a time, or at least talk about one thing at a time, and I wasn't real clear on the 2 things. There was an advance in deputy position, but what was the other?
The other was
training, $90,000.
It needs to go to
training
personnel
for the
first.
personnel.
I think just like the jail deal, it needs to be referred to the personnel and committee, or budget committee meetings for next year. Now, both will be on the first year, so.
Okay, you wish to withdraw your amendment, Brad?
If there's no motion, yes.
Okay.
Then I move to amend, please, by adding a raise to all employees excluding those elected by 1.5%. This was presented at committee meeting, however, and was defeated. However, I believe all attendees and members of the quorum court should be entitled to vote on this particular item. And the reason, primary reason, of course, is that in addition to 1.5%, we have plenty of money left over from the budget process, but in addition to the change in the budget as it's prepared, it excludes any raise for employees. However, it includes a change in the deductible amounts in the insurance. The county is picking up the insurance, but the deductible amount has increased to an individual by some $1,425 a year. And I think that's appreciable. And in view of that, will move to add or increase employees' salaries by 1.5%, which amounts to some $47,000. And we have, at the completion of the budget, we have some $191,000 balance in the general fund, after deducting the $45,000. So I move that be adopted.
I'll second the amendment.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign.
Ask for
Bobby
discussion if there is any.
Yeah, well, that'd be the thing, yeah. Motion in a second.
Shouldn't there be any discussion before we do?
Yeah, you're right.
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, any discussion?
I have a question before, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, you're asking to give a raise across the board for all employees except the elected officials, is that correct?
That's correct.
My question is the budget as it is now. The two positions that was increase in pay, I think one in sheriff's office, and I think one in your office, Chris, is that included in this budget?
Yes.
So
then you'd be increasing an increase.
yeah, so
Last year, COLA was minimal. I don't think it was 0.8% or something like that. We kind of made it's not in writing anywhere, but the judge and I kind of made the deal, 0.8% would be an insult. So he said, if we can go with 3%, we won't ask for a raise next year. So that's what we did. We went with 3% last year, and the judge kept, he didn't ask for the raise. I'm opposed. I'll just say it. I wish we could pay everybody more, but I think it's important that we build this reserve because the state matching sunsets in 4 years. Is that right, Tommy?
For the highway tax.
Yes. That's $500,000 a year we could lose. FEMA keeps dragging their feet on paying us, and one of these days I think we'll have a disaster and they won't. So, I'm opposed to the raise.
well, my question is, here's, Ron, maybe help me out on this. I don't think if you're asking for two people to get raises in the 2018 budget, and then you come back and ask, in Dan's case, a raise across the board, how do we handle the two people that has already got this money built into this 2018 budget already.
That's already built in there, but that's the nature of the beast. This body can do those things that it thinks is appropriate in amending budgets. And if you amend the budget and it increases a windfall for someone, that's because y'all chose to do so. If you want to get specific, you could create a raise for everybody except those two individuals if you wanted to do that. That gets a little bit difficult, but, you know, let me tell you, anything can be done if you're willing to go to the trouble to do it. It's a matter of how y'all want to approach this beast. And if y'all want to give across the board, and we're talking about the 2018 budget, not 2017 budget, as proposed. And once this raise would be on top of that for these two employees you're talking about.
Well, is it proper to make another amendment, I guess, to remove those two additions?
As long as y'all keep up with what you're moving to do,
That's
absolutely.
my point. I'm starting to get a little confused here, how to go and do this.
As long as the clerk can write it down and Tommy can remember it.
Well, I guess the amendment on the floor is Dan's amendment as far as just giving a blanket
To give a
raise.
general rate across the board for the 2018 budget as proposed.
If
So-
that passes, then I guess you have to come back and make another amendment to take those two raises
Or
out.
simultaneously, it goes through at the same
You
time.
can amend the
Increase
amendment
and the
to
increase
remove
is out.
those two employees from the rate.
But these two that we're talking about assumed different duties. They're not in the same job. They were not being given a raise for doing the same job. They were promoted. And so in that sense, it would be unfair not if we did vote to do a 1.5% for everybody, it would be unfair to not to let them go ahead and have that, because they'll be doing the same work as the other first deputy. As far as the sheriff's person.
It would be a simultaneous position move and 1.5% increase.
If we're right.
It's going to create a monster.
Well, it's already there. That's why we have this committee to work on this, so it won't be such a monster.
Well, maybe that's just it. Amendment needs to be proposed, I guess, to take those two salary increases and
Or maybe I can make a motion to table that amendment.
And put back to the committee that's going to look at the salary.
Well, yeah, but how fair is that if just because I get promoted at the end of the year, I don't get the same pay raise as everybody else because I got promoted at the end
Well,
of the year?
if you get
Let me
promoted,
say one
Fred,
thing here that's dangerous for a lawyer to do, to answer questions not been asked. That's the first thing they teach in law school is not to do that. But this is not, what you're discussing is not, can we do it or can we not do it? Should we do it?
Yeah.
Good, better, or best is y'all's decisions. Right and wrong is something I will help you with. This is one of those good, better, and best decisions. Whatever y'all want to do is going to be okay legally. You can take it off those two employees, you can give it an addition to those two, you can do whatever you want to do. And that's going to be upheld by any court who would challenge it. It's just a matter of what y'all want to do. And so it's one of those good, better, and best decisions. That's the reason I pay y'all the big bucks.
Well, we're not going backwards with any salaries, so going forward is like real easy.
Yeah.
Just,
Go forward.
Motion to call
You
for
just pay
vote.
more.
Any more discussion?
Well, I just one brief comment. And I'm for giving people raises, but that would be giving them 4.5% in a 2-year period of time. 3%
right.
last year and 1.5% this year. And the fact that this body, which I was not a part of when this was done, gave them a 3% raise with the understanding at that time there wouldn't be one the following year. I think we would be remiss by not honoring our word as far as them.
Well, I'd like to say, I'm the one that said I wouldn't ask for the raise again. The whole quorum did not go along. That was kind of me and Jim talked about that, and then some of the other JPs. I just said that I wouldn't ask for no more money. So what this quorum does is up to them. something like Ron said, it's kind of you guys what's best for everybody.
Well, I believe a raise is good for our employees. They're out there working, and we want them to stay with us, and we don't want to train new employees in their place. And the health insurance that Dan mentioned is a drawback if you use it. Maybe everybody will stay healthy and won't use it, but there is a cost there, so that's why I seconded it.
Let's go ahead and do a roll call vote.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Hart,
No.
Ralph Gwynn,
No.
James Widener,
No.
David Thompson,
No.
Jim Milo,
No.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts,
Yes.
Brian Snavely,
Yes.
Fred Wolf,
No. Doesn't pass.
And we have the original
Original budget.
motion on the capacity, 2018 budget still on
Okay,
the
it's still on that.
Well, I have an amendment to make to that then. That the two positions that they're giving raises to be postponed until this committee takes a look at those salary increases.
At which salary increases?
Well, I understood the 2018, the two positions, one in Crystal's office and one in.
Well, now, the one in Crystal's office was discussed at
They
committee
were all
and moved on from
I
there.
understand. It's a promotion, it ain't a salary
Well, if you
increase.
make a promotion, then how come that person doesn't have the authority to give the money, that they have to go to a quorum court to receive the money?
Actually, it has to be budgeted.
Well, that's my question is, but you're raising two people's salary and not anybody else in the county.
Their
Promotion
promotion was
position.
changed.
Okay, well, Crystal's position, we talked about at the committee meeting, and we talked about moving one from a second deputy to a first deputy. And, I mean,
I withdraw.
well, I'm not picking up what you're putting down. I mean, I'm,
Well, no, I just think that you're setting yourself up if you give two people in 2018 a raise.
Yeah.
And then you're not giving any other employee a raise. I think that
But the duties have changed.
the duties have changed.
Yes.
Well, doesn't all duties change in a job throughout?
Well, the whole finance committee heard the arguments.
it was a true promotion,
Okay.
rather
All right.
than,
Well, then there you go. I'll withdraw that amendment.
We withdraw. At the original motion, do I have a motion to approve?
Yes, you got it from
Was
the.
there a motion?
I've got a second.
Glenn,
Do roll call.
I'll second the motion to adopt if somebody already had it.
yeah, we
We got it all.
Glenn.
I didn't know we had it
It
all.
was all done.
All right, so this is to go back to approve the original budget.
This motion is to approve the 2018 budget as presented.
Robert Meek,
Question. The change in figures that we've seen today is just addition, corrections, or what would those?
The library.
Has that been amended on the total budget for 2000?
Well, you know, when they were here, the library changed what they wanted to do, so they had to go back and change all of their budget. But the others were like when Shirley started typing and she found like where I hit 88 cents and it's supposed to be 47 cents. And the one was, you know, my one finger hit the wrong key, but it all amounted to, you know, pennies, really.
So the 2018 budget has the correction from the library and the other correction?
Yes.
are we good now?
Yeah.
Robert Meek,
Yeah, it would be first, wouldn't it? Yeah, yes, okay.
Jim Hart,
Yes.
Ralph Gwynn,
Yes.
James Widener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
yes.
Jim Milo,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts,
Yes.
Brian Snavely,
Yes.
Fred Wolf,
Yes.
Bobby Woods.
Yes.
Thank you, Tommy and Shirley and Robert, everybody that worked hard on this.
Thank you, Chairman, for doing such an
Yeah, thank you,
outstanding
Jim.
job. Wrangling the cat.
Good night, let the cow run over.
Yeah. I'd like to make a comment before this is
we get off this issue. I think if there's any more raises because of positions and such as that, I think it needs to come up prior to the budget process. I think that would make it much simpler than we had here tonight. It would make a better argument, and we wouldn't have, I guess, a government shutdown like may go in Washington, D.C. But I think it'd be a lot better if we didn't have to slam that into the budget at the end of the year. You know, because we're voting on a large volume of money here, and it affects a lot of people. I just think that'd be a better way to do it.
Well, let me ask you this, Brian, I'm just talking, you're a manager where you work, correct? You have people that work for you. If it comes time for their raise or you promote somebody, are you going to wait until the new year to do that, or are you going to do it at the time?
Everybody has different tenures through the year.
Right, but if their tenure comes up at budget time, are you going to hold off, you giving them that pay
We
raise?
usually appropriate that beforehand in expectation.
Expectation.
I kind of felt like the budget time of the year is the time to bring up changes in the budget. Unless through the year you got to do line item shifts. Kind of why we do a budget is we think ahead and think what we're going to do, and then we attack it right there and we plan. Things don't always go that way, but I think budget time is just the time to discuss everything. Now, I think where the problem might have arisen tonight was we had to talk about this other one. We talked about a couple of them in the process, but this other one, it was brought up tonight, which, we can do that. We have the ability and the legal right to do the addendum and add to the agenda with signatures of JPs and the judge and everything. That's not a problem. We can bring up anything about any time we want to as far as that goes, but in this process, it just would have been good if we'd had at least a committee meeting on it or something other, I think. So, that's my view on the budget process.
Okay, are we done with discussion?
Everybody has, let's see, no. Everybody said something other, but everybody's not said the same thing? What is that? How's that happen?
It's close enough. Michael Moore explained to you, got a question.
Okay. I think some of the stuff we need to bring up in the personnel committee meeting and stuff, because we do have some problems within our salaries and stuff, and how they're paid out and stuff like that. And we've done that for years. So it's like the road department. I've got laborers and operators. I'm not going to wait a year to raise one of my laborers up. I usually give them 90 days, to prove themselves. And then if they're going to be operators and they're going to go out here and run graders and stuff, I'm going to pay them operators pay because it's in my budget to do that. And I've got these slots for that. So I think it's where the personnel department needs to look at this and see, because Crystal should have the same right. She's got someone that deserves to be moved up and they take on more responsibility, the same with Sheriff Moore. Then we need to be able to raise them up to where they need to be without waiting for the quorum court to okay that.
Well,
It's already accommodated in the budget process, though.
Well, the problem is the quorum court sets the maximum salary. We don't set the salary they're hired in at or rated. We set the maximum salary. So if we set a salary for $30,000 for this job and they hire them in at 15, they can give them a raise on their own without coming to the quorum court until they reach that 30,000. But when they come like they're doing, and we have to change everything because we're changing the maximum salary. That's where the problem is.
Can we move on?
We're moving on. I'm ready. We've got Robert. Keep your time. Okay. Fourth is a resolution to express willingness of the Boone County to utilize federal aid monies for the traffic signal at the intersection of Highway 62 and Highway 65, submitted by Justice Wolf.
I move that we read the title and section 1, 2, and 3. So we read that pretty clear cut. It's not complicated.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed by the same sign. Okay.
A resolution expressing the willingness of Boone County to utilize federal aid money for the following project. Traffic signal at the intersection of Highway 65 and Highway 62. Now therefore be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Boone County, Arkansas that Section 1, the county will participate in accordance with its designated responsibility in this project, which includes providing electrical service, maintenance of the traffic signal and associated control equipment, and 100% of any cost over the maximum available of $350,000 federal aid and $87,500 state aid. Section 2, the county judge or their designated representative is hereby authorized and directed to execute all appropriate agreements and contracts necessary to expedite the construction of this project. Section 3, the county pledges its full support and hereby authorizes the Arkansas Department of Transportation to initiate action to implement this project. This is something that it's taken us 11 months to get this far along. This is not going to, this does not mean we have to do it. All this is the first step to go on with what we have done, and I so move that we adopt it.
I'll second that.
Okay, any more discussion?
Someone presented a question to me today. If we are responsible for the maintenance of that, what happens? We just saw the church up here. Some drunk driver came by and hit the pole and demolished the church. Are we? If someone comes by and runs over the control mechanism of this, which is pretty expensive, the major part of it probably, are we going to be prepared to replace that at, say, $250,000 or whatever? Are we insured?
Well, we are going to have to maintain it, but they ought to have insurance to cover that. Their auto insurance.
Their liability insurance should
Well,
kick in
if they have to.
Somebody's not insured. That's a good
Don't
question.
insure your own property that way too.
And
Don't we have insurance on our property? On our,
Yeah,
what happens
stuff.
if the old federal?
it's not all that property.
This is something I think we'd have to discuss with our county insurance, see if it would.
There would be some other counties, I'd say, that we could find
And I discussed highway department, they have it insured too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Probably
not-
self-insured.
I'm not smart enough to come up with that amount on my own, but somebody did mention it to me.
That's a good point,
We
too.
won't.
You know, they do get hit.
Be no different from every other stoplight y'all maintain.
Like the stoplight.
Well, we only got one, I think, and that's down here at the, on Highway 7's house.
Yeah.
And it's just a.
And maybe since this will say highway, that they will not make y'all maintain it too.
I've already said
They're
it.
gonna make y'all maintain it, we'll be making the judgment.
I do not.
Well, the city just had it happen up there by Casey's. They had an entire pole knocked down. And that'd be a good one to call and find out how that was resolved.
Well, this doesn't obligate you anything, this is
No.
just permission to spend money if it's passed there, so.
Right.
They've got to have, the state's got to have a resolution to move forward with this and get some more estimates and stuff. Is that not correct?
Y'all have to approve the agreement.
We're just taking a vote on whether to move on with it.
Yes.
Are we ready then? Jim Hart,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Wagner,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Milo,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts,
Yes.
Brian Staley,
Yes.
Fred Wolf,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Hill.
Yeah, I'm last now, yeah.
Thank y'all.
It's just for you tonight, Robert.
Number 5 is an ordinance to approve the lease of 6-wheel graders and authorizing the county judge to use the county road funds for the lease. submitted by Justice Thompson.
I would make a motion that we read this, actually, that James Wagner reads this through section 1.
I'll read section 1.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed by the
Didn't
same
mean to throw
sign.
you out, I was just handing it off.
That's what threw me.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled an ordinance approving the lease of six wheel graders and authorizing the county judge to use the county road funds for the lease. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, Section 1, the Boone County Judge is hereby authorized to lease 6 new 6-wheel graders from Caterpillar at the lease rate of $1,655.33 per month per grader for 36 months each, starting in 2018.
That moves to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to make a point that I believe, in my opinion, leasing is the wrong thing to do. It involves finance charges and things that's going to cost more as time goes on. 3 years down the road when these leases renew, interest rates could be twice what they are today or even more. And hopefully maybe not. They've taken those for a number of years. But as those rates go up, we're going to be trapped in paying a lot more out on a monthly basis than the whole road department budget.
Anything else?
Judge, did you increase the hours when you negotiated this lease?
We did.
On the
We
other?
did. Yeah, we went to $4,500.
That's good. That really helps.
From what?
Pardon?
From 3,500?
From 3,500 to 4,500.
That's 1,000 hours extra that you get on.
Well, we had to stop before the end of the year sometimes.
Yeah, until he started.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
in response to Justice Woods, with the lease graders, we before we started doing this, we had anywhere from 10 to probably 20 to upwards of, I don't know, maybe $60,000 a month in repairs of what we were using at the time. And granted, the interest on loans going up in the future, that's a given. But the fact that you've got new merchandise, if something goes wrong with one of these, they have a mechanic that comes over and takes care of that problem. These are guaranteed. These have a warranty on them, and the road crew needs all the help they can get. With 1,500 to 1,600 miles of secondary road, they can't do it with junk.
I don't disagree with anything that you said, other than I think there are better options than leasing and other ways to accomplish this. Keeping newer machines that are under warranty is very important. And I agree with everything that you said. I think there are other ways to structure this that will make it work. We will not be faced with those increased interest charges. If things get carried away at some point in the future and interest rates go above the 10% figure that we thought several years back that we'd never see again when rates were higher than 10%, we're going to be in a terrible shape with figures on that.
Judge, is this a fixed rate? I mean, that's
It is.
1,600, no matter what the interest rate is, it's gonna stay there,
Right.
no matter what.
Anything else? I would like to state, and kind of explain, under Sheriff Moore, when he was county judge, we bought some Mack trucks, we bought 5 Mack trucks. We had buybacks on them, which is the way to go. Problem is, unless every county judge that follows suit, and you lose them buybacks, then you've got a truck that's not worth, a third of what you paid for it. And also you're out of your warranty. At the last on these Mack trucks, before we bought these new ones last year, we were spending $20,000 a year in maintenance on these trucks because we didn't practice our buyback. And that's why it's so hard to predict what the next county judge is going to do. And that's why these leases, and I know it sounds bad, but they kind of hold you to the iron and keep you safe under any administration.
I don't disagree with that either. The buyback of the repurchase program is probably the most important of anything that we've talked about, because you can get back in 3 years or 2 years, whatever that program is. But in the past, you didn't have to lease to have the buyback. When you bought, or
you
when
still don't. But if the next county judge doesn't follow up with it, then you're back in the spot where you have trucks that are costing you.
The buyback program is what keeps you from having old equipment with breakdowns. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, roll call.
Ralph Boone,
What are we voting on?
Lisa.
Yeah, yes.
James Widener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts, Brian Stanley,
Yes.
Fred Wool,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
No.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Yes.
Okay, passed. Any comments from the public?
I have an announcement to make. Just in case anybody heard any rumors about me leaving the county, I'm having to resign my position on this board as of tonight. There'll be more people, I'm sure, for it. But whatever the case may be, my wife and I, we are moving our residence out of county, so officially I have to resign tonight. So I will be leaving shortly within the next few weeks. So tonight, officially, I'm giving this short notice that I'm resigning my position for District 7. And it's been interesting. It's been a learning experience, and it also has been, I've been amazed. But anyway, that's, I've enjoyed it, I guess, the time. So
How many terms you been on?
four. Third, so 6 years.
Well, who are you going to appoint to fill in with the judges?
The judge, he has to get a hold of somebody gets a hold of the judge. See, you're that important.
No, I mean, when he's not here, and you usually stepped up for him.
Yes,
I think it's going to be Jim Hart.
Whatever.
Robert, go back to
Thank you for the years you put in. What day was your resignation?
Like Roy Park, thank God, great having you on.
You've been, it's been good to have you on here.
Who's got a question?
Robert, what day is your resignation effective? I missed that.
I guess it's right now.
I was thinking to be able to tell the governor, where positions we should.
Yeah, we don't have to declare vacancy on
Because
this.
next month, I don't,
The governor needs to be advised of vacancy. I mean,
Well, like,
we can't make him serve. He has a right to resign.
Ron, do I need to give a letter to the judge's office for this? Or?
Don't need one, but it wouldn't hurt.
Okay,
So he can send it on to the governor.
Okay, but Chris, would you put those into tonight's minutes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Could you do that trick?
I can, I know what carbon paper is.
You can't find any.
It doesn't my house, I should have.
Hey, we got my first file I wrote as a lawyer, had onion skin carbon paper in it.
As a matter of fact, I think we have my first accident report there.
I'd like to say, Robert, it's been a pleasure working with you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
You have been a good asset to this county. We're going to miss you. Sure.
Going to the Bahamas?
No, I'm going to Benton County.
Benton
I'm making
County or
motion-
Benton, Arkansas?
Well, either one, but pick your choice, I don't know.
Are you going to?
No, I'm not going to Little Rock.
Benton, it's not there.
We're going to Bentonville, Arkansas, Benton County.
There you go.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
This program is brought to you as a public service of KT.